Out of a lot of Simpsons games there are, I've owned Bart Simpson's Escape from Camp Deadly my whole life, so I'm gonna go with that today. The plot is that Bart and Lisa go to a summer camp, which turns out to be the aptly named Camp Deadly, run by another relative of Burns. A year after this game's release came the similar episode, Camp Krusty. As you can hear, the Simpsons theme is borrowed right from Bart vs. the Space Mutants. The mountain climbing stage also uses a level theme from that game, only this time there's no percussion in any of the music and it's mediocre at best. The graphics are even worse. It looks like what can happen when you design an NES game, only to switch it to Game Boy at the last minute. To make up for it, the controls are much better, none of that jump and run being the same button, and the stages are more straightforward this time around. The first stage is Capture the Flag. Lisa gives you a supply of boomerangs, which are your only means of attacking the bad guys, and they throw a lot of bad guys at you from the edge of the screen. Fortunately, some of them can drop donuts for extra health, and most of the levels have a few of what I can only assume are crusty heads for one-ups. If you collect a lot of donuts, it gets a lot harder to die. Unless you fall. There are a couple tree houses in the first stage where you need to fight a mini-boss. All they take is one shot to the back. As simple as it is, you'd really have to read that up somewhere. Lisa then gives you a beekeeping outfit to safely capture a flag near these bees, and a football helmet to knock back the bad guys. You get a lunch break in the mess hall, food fighting against bullies that throw knives and forks. Just don't throw any food in front of the counselors. You can get extra health if you hold on to enough food by the time you reach the trash cans. Other than that, I can't say much. Afterwards, it's back to capturing flags. In another treehouse, Lisa gives you a hazmat suit to protect against certain obstacles in a waste tunnel. Not that they're unavoidable. You get a break from the bad guys when killer hornets begin coming at you. Ironically, those don't kill in one hit, while the bees do. If you jump, using the boomerang to kill them can be a pain in the ass because the boomerang goes in inconsistent directions. When that happens, you're better off shooting from a distance or triggering the hornets from on the ground. At the end of the stage, you come to Nelson. All he does is pace back and forth and throw apples down at you, so you can just stick to the corner and throw your boomerangs at him. He's even more of a cakewalk if you set this guy free. Then it's back to the mess hall for dinner. The biggest problem with trying to review this game is its repetition. I'm trying to describe each stage, and there's so little variation that I can barely do so. Nothing new really happens until Bart and Lisa decide to make their escape from the camp by climbing Mount Deadly. It's a breath of fresh air to be doing something different, but this climb can be very nerve-wracking at times, especially because of these tiny platforms combined with the crappy controls. Once you're at the top, it's nighttime and you've made it to the last stage, which, aside from bears and fires, is mostly similar to levels 1 and 3. I mean, the security guards behave exactly the same as the bullies, you're back to the same tree climbing and platforming, and some of the wasps are still awake. In a waste tunnel, Lisa appears to be kidnapped and you have to use the boomerang to hit switches turning out the lights. That's basically your battle against Iron Fist Burns. Afterwards, you just climb out of the tunnel and shut off the power. And there you have Bart Simpson's Escape from Camp Deadly. There's nothing really enjoyable I can say about it. You're better off watching the show and leaving this game on the shelf.